and he did in those tournaments, so maybe they run into each other.
Could be. Definitely could be, man. And also, shout out to Mazda Obama and Juna, man. Both those guys, when Tekken 7 came out and they were commentating events out in Japan, at first I was like, dude, these guys play Tekken? And then I was like, damn, they're really good at commentating Tekken. I was like, this is impressive as hell. So, shout out to those guys, man. But here we go. Losers final. TWT West Africa. Mood versus Shaoling.
Yes, Togo versus the Ivory Coast. Let's see how this goes. We're in the arena. It's very patient, actually. No one really went to
I don't want to fight. Just want to win.
He's flashing. I don't want to be pressing buttons either.
Definitely.
Okay, using that down jab to alleviate some pressure. Okay, there we go. Kin stance forward too. This is the first time we've seen it.
Just need to find a wall now.
So maybe he seems to be very reserved. So maybe it was a matchup thing before. As I say, very reserved. Just gets the forward 4.
Oh yeah, the Fubuki knee. I mean, the first thing we saw him do too was that forward 1+2. So he does come into some offense once in a while, but in general does have a much more patient play style. But big lead here with 15 to go.
Yes. Oh, dark flash. There, showing that, but that one was a punish, I guess. He got the duck. I'm just so he doesn't do like duck hop knees, duck flash. He really likes the flash.
It's faster.
Actually, 100%. But talking about far, that was a great whiff punish.
Beautiful.
Okay, we're gonna get the shocking damage. Oh no!
Oh my gosh! How did that not hit her?
Like a deer in the headlights. That is a Yoshimitsu classic. I've actually been hit by that before.
I get hit by it every single time. I don't think I've ever not been hit by that.
Okay, doesn't have rage yet. Is he gonna? Okay, ops to help. Recover some help. I thought he was gonna spin into rage maybe, but he's in rage anyway. Oh,
sword speed was too far, and she tried to counter it. Does that even work?
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say no. 10 seconds?
So sure.
I know, that's why I'm confused. The low parry though, with 5 to go, can he make up the health?
No, I don't think so.
Smart.
Spring kick there. Yeah, great low parry on. It looked like it was a down jab. So maybe it's something that Moods noticed that after certain pressure that Shaoling likes to opt to go for these down jabs.
Wow, combo backwards? I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And man, chat says it counters everything. Look at that. So it would have worked.
Okay. Yeah.
He did it so confident. Yeah.
I believed, Rip. I believed.
I believed you too. I just didn't believe myself. I just want to disagree, okay?
Oh, could have got a float there. Big hop knee. That's in the back, so that's gonna get something guaranteed. Yes. I'm sure if that hits in the back, you get. Yeah, I think you even get that string again, but opt to go for the throw. And Shaoling looking to take first game. Nice.
There you go.
2-2.
Gotta do it.
Okay, shocking.
Shocking damage. Fubuki.
Why not? Okay, opts to go for no sword stance. It's getting that health back. I mean, it's scary to run into Yoshimitsu, that kind of thing. You don't know what he's going to do. He's so evasive. You don't want to overcommit. Talking about overcommitting. Great. That was like a snake that's Ross done in one punish. And that should be around. Yeah, definitely. That's more than enough. We've seen Master Raven's damage throughout these seasons. It is very high. I was in no doubt there. So looking at Shaoling, very, very comfortable, it seems. Ducking the back 2-2s and instant. Well, we didn't see it, but he was instantly ready for the parry on the sword sweep.
Yeah.
So he definitely seems like he's comfortable. It seems like maybe someone of these two. I'm more than certain that all of these players have played against each other multiple times throughout this season, being in attendance at the same event. So I'm sure Moo's gonna probably find something now, a tendency that maybe Shaoling has, as we saw a low parry on the down jab, so maybe he needs to kind of like exploit that those kind of tactics that he's bringing out.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't really seen a lot of offense pressure from Mood, right? We've seen the Fubuki knee, the forward 1+2s, but we haven't seen much else outside of that. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to try to open up here against Shaoling, because Shaoling definitely is prepared for everything else that he's thrown at him so far, right? And I think if I was playing game 1 against a Yoshimitsu player, or if I was Yoshimitsu player game 1 and I went for a sword sweep and I got parried by Raven instantly, I would have been like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. You know, like they're ready for everything at this point. So it definitely seems like it's going to be an uphill battle for Mood here.
Yes, maybe he needs, like you said, maybe he needs to bring a little bit more offense to the table. Maybe a little bit more of the slow Tekken. Maybe even the down forward 1 string. Just see how he deals with that. Because I know sometimes you get a bit antsy and may press a button between that.
That's me. That's me.
Everyone's been hit by that. So I feel like he's I feel like he's going for the big stuff a little bit too much now. Like he needs to kind of slow it back, bring it down to a little bit of small Tekken to set up the bigger Tekken.
Agreed.
Kind of makes sense. So
for sure. If you go back to the match we saw with Skywalker, right, and there's a lot of like just the sidestep right, see the whiff, down forward 2. Like Yoshi could do something similar as well, right? So just smaller Tekken, smaller step, look, watch, react. You know, I think something like that could pay off for him here.
Yeah, especially even not even sidestep. If he gets to spin and he's actually confident that in the back 2 into the launch, it does huge damage. But let's see how this goes out. See if he can make the adaptations. We're in the Mishima Dojo. Okay, forward 1+2.
I love when Yoshi's getting that stance to get life back when they're at full health. For some reason, it always baits people to run into them. Like, oh my gosh, he's getting health back. He's already perfect. What are you concerned about? Let him do it.
Okay, being very reserved. Very reserved in a minute. Got to go for that down forward 2. Okay, okay, nice. Sets it up. So before he's been going for 2 sweeps, so maybe he thought, right, the second sweep was coming. Oh, that's in the back. Okay, nice down forward 1. Keeping it on inside the wall. Nice bait on the flash there. It looked like just this little backdash there to make sure he's not in that kind of like hitbox range as well. Seemed like very ready for that. I guess it's a tendency that he has picked up. We've seen it before. Mood, when he's on that like frame disadvantage, he opts to go for that maybe 1 too many times. Okay,
oh my gosh,
that was a big whiff. Get something there. Goes for the low.
Yeah, and Mood ducked the high that time, so he could have had a little bit more there, but kind of hit the brakes.
Ooh, could have got a big whiff punish there. Okay, opts to go for no sword stance. Need to be careful with the flash coming out. What mix up has he got? Nice! That was a great whiff punish on the full crouch sweep. And this could potentially be the round.
Shocking damage! 2 rounds to none here.
I even had to question myself. This could
You said it and I was like, that's definitely the round. I knew it already. I was just letting you be shocked by it.
I'm still shocked. I'm still... I don't know.
Wow, good step.
Okay, go so low. Needs to be more offensive now. Get something going on, or get his health back. 1 of the 2. Nice whiff punish with the down back. 2-1 and eats the range drive. Okay, this could get something started.
Yeah, Mood needed something like this, right? Here we go. How do you follow up though? No, you don't follow up with anything. And yeah, and Shaoling was so confident there. It's like, all right, yeah, you got the rage drive on me. You had a big chunk of life, but I still got a ton of you. I'm gonna run in and hit you again. So if you guess correctly, good on you. But had the round count lead, didn't really bother. Like, okay, if I get low parity, I lose the round, not a big deal. I'm still in the lead for the whole game. So that was very well played. I liked what he did there.
Yeah, and another thing that I remember from that, where he played really well, was at the round end, I think he went for the down back 4 and then just done that single back dash out and baited the flash. So it's something that Moo needs to realize, that Shaoling has caught onto his flash time and has caught onto when he needs to, or when he wants to use the flash. So he needs to change it up because it's not working. The flash isn't working no more.
No, definitely, and that's obviously a big difference here in this matchup, right? Compared to the first one we saw Mood in, because the flashes were hitting like almost like an 80-90% hit rate or something, so maybe 100% hit rate. I'm not even sure at this point. But in this matchup, not really there. We've seen a couple as a punish maybe, but it's definitely a small part of the overall game plan here. And a move that I love from Yoshimitsu, that's just such an old move that I don't really feel like I see enough anymore. It's just the down back 3s. Like, I feel like that was the classic old Yoshi move, the one where you're just spinning around, boom, 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 boom. Like, just 2 of them, just 1 of them, just just poking their ankles just a little bit, get something started, make them think about something else. I feel like if you can do that, then at least maybe you start fighting some forward 1+2s, but you got to hit them with something low just to at least open up your mids, right?
Yeah, and even avoiding the puddle, because just to stop.
Yeah.
I noticed that Shaoling does step a lot as well. Just have that kind of. You'll see him like do that. What's that weird step? It's when you like cancel it. What's the name of it? People call it. You know what I'm talking about? Where they slide and they sidestep. What is the name? What do you call it?
Like a staircase sidestep, or like a crackhead sidestep.
I'll go with that one. I'm sure there's a name for it.
Yeah, I think that's Filthy Rich term from Tekken 5.
Yeah, but he's down. Mood is down 2 games. It's on him to actually bring it back. So it looks like he's sticking with the Yoshi. I guess he's a character specialist there. Probably following in the footsteps of I Am Musician. Says if you can bring that magic back, you know.
Oh yeah. It's not over till it's over.
It just go for the low from the beginning. Probably sensing that mood, maybe hesitant now. Okay, no sword stance.
Yeah, definitely time to mix things up, and yeah, here comes the flash. Okay.
Okay, nice, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Goes for the throw. Needs to be careful with the rage drive. Rage drive is available for Shaoling. Okay, doesn't duck the last hit. Could have ducked the second 3 as well. Okay,
Wow, good block on the rage drive. Oh, I love it. Spin, see the whip, back to 2 for the whip punish, and Mood gets the first round of this game.
As Spike would say, spin to win.
Put the sword away, Mood. I think it was working better that way. It's an intimidation factor too.
Yeah. Is it true that the flash comes out a frame faster when he has no sword? Was that just an urban myth?
No, it definitely is faster in one of the stats. I don't remember if it's no sword or with sword.
Oh, okay.
I think no sword is faster. Or bigger hitbox, one or the other, I forget now. Chat!
Okay, obviously go for the back turn power crush there.
Slower, no sword stance, but more range. Yeah, there it is. 2 frames slower. Man, Chad, you guys are on top of it. You guys are fast too.
Yeah. Then sometimes Twitch chat is good for good. Sometimes you are bad, but you're good today. Yeah. You're alright today.
Isn't that kind of funny? That more range from the no sword stance.
Yeah. Nice.
Good.
Yeah, nice. I like this. Mood is kind of slowing it down a lot, not going for as many flashes. It seems to be really working out for him. He's getting the ducks on the down back 2 string as well. A nice block.
Wow.
Got a little bit more. Okay. Just chipping him down now. Going for those back turn down 4s. A nice block on the low. And just
Sabuki. He's found a lot of success with Sabuki in this matchup. I feel like he should try it out more often because he's either catching Shaoling stepping or he's catching him just like moving, right? So
yeah.
Either way, he's got a good call out of the timing for it.
Okay, opts to go for those lows now. 3-3 could have got the second hit. Oh no! Could have got. Bro, just
do it. I like it. I like it.
It looked like he was threatening the sword sweep there, which was, you know, I want to see that more of that kind of aggressive play. You know, opening Shaoling up, and it looked like to that 3 rounds. So it's pretty comfortable. Made the adjustments there. You know, stop using the flash as much. It seems to be netting him a lot more. Now Shaoling, it feels like he has to now adapt back. It seems like that was very comfortable. Actually,
I'm surprised because when I saw those first 2 games, it really looked like Shaoling had it in control. Like there was no chance for a comeback, and then to immediately just go boom, 3 rounds straight. Like hold on a second, what just happened? You know. So now we got it set regardless, right? And this game 4 situation, the best of 5, is always interesting to me. I hate being in the situation where I was about to win already. Like, you know, because I always think of it in terms of if this was first to 2, it is done. You already are out here. You should have even won 1 game, and then all of a sudden I play you another game. It's like if things don't go well here, I really start doubting myself for game 5. So we will see how this plays out. But I think for Mood, you're in good position here, just getting that 3 rounds straight.
Yeah, so it's also a confidence booster. You know, I've said it many a time over the season that I really feel also that Tekken is a very momentum-based heavy game, and also a 2-0 lead I think is when you have that kind of comfort, you may take your foot off the gas a little bit, and that can become a bit dangerous. Where you feel that you're out of the lead, and you feel you can take it a little bit easier, but like subconsciously, and you don't even know. Before you know it, like you said, he's starting to creep back, and you don't want to get panicky because now the momentum's with him, and you're like, you start to overthink. But like you said, Shaolin last year winner, so he knows how to win. So it's about him to make these adaptations now. So let's see how he brings it back in game number 4.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned it being like a subconscious thing within yourself, how you don't even realize you're doing it. That's like something that I think if you're not a competitor, you don't really relate to. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where sometimes, tournaments, they require focus. And if you slip with your focus at all in a set, all of a sudden the entire set can slip away from you. So we will see what happens here. Game 4. Let's see what happens. Mood. Can he continue this win streak with the rounds here? 3 straight. Is there an answer from Shaoling?
Let's see what happens. Okay, more down forward ones. Okay, that string can be. I wonder if Raven has an option select, because I know certain characters do, but I don't think Raven would. Oh, down by 3. You were saying that maybe he is actually listening.
Everyone's listening. Everyone's listening to everything. Because you were asking for Shaoling to do wild standing 2s in the first set, right? And now we're seeing multiple wild standing 2s come out. It's also one of those things, even if they're not listening and they haven't done something in a while, when you're thinking between sets, but what haven't I done? What do I do to keep my opponent guessing, right? Like, these are moves that come to your mind.
Nice, 4-4-3. Okay, just shy of the wall. Nice. I like the patience there.
Uh-oh. Damn, and try to put the swords away, just like visually mix up the opponent. Like, look, abracadabra. I'm doing something. Don't hit a button.
Nice. It goes low. Nice block on the full crouch sweep there. And this is definitely going to go towards the wall, and it's going to shock me, even though I've seen this many times before.
Yikes, dude.
Okay, goes to the throw. Going to get something.
And we've got rage. We've got rage. Wow, the flash through it. Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, it's nice patience there from Shaolin. I was able to block the flash there and get the punish.
And just like that, it's set point.
That Shaolin's turned it up.
Yeah, Mood needs another 3 rounds straight. Not looking like it's gonna happen.
It gets a punish. Okay, nice. Gets the duck and gets a launch. Gonna get something started.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Good block.
Get down, jab.
Oh my gosh.
Alleviate the pressure.
Oh boy, didn't punish. Yo, okay.
It's down forward 1. Taking him away.
Almost let it slip away, but Mood's still in this.
Hey, what's that in 2? Okay, nice. That looked like he probably tried to punish something at the extension of that string.
That was really good. Like, punishing with the down forward 2 there, that's something that we need to see more of from Mood.
Big damage. Oh, flash!
The flash! Final round. Game 4. Shaoling trying to get to grand finals for the run back.
Okay, that's a big punish. Big sweep launch punish. Yeah.
Got the high flash.
Ooh. Great punish, dark flash. Okay, this is. Oh, whoa! Nice tech.
Oh my goodness!
Everything is coming Millhouse at the minute.
Gotta chill though. Can't get hit by rage drive here.
Going for that snake dash. I like this, just being very. Oh, I'm about to say being very patient, but that could have been the dark.
Oh my god, the defense, bro. Oh, man, Shaoling. He's one of those players where he just can't seem to find a way to land his rage drive. It's just not working out for him today, at least. And just like that, Mood 3 rounds straight again to bring it back to send it to a final game.
And now, and like you said, 3 rounds straight, but Shaolin was actually up 2 rounds in that as well. It looked like maybe Shaolin had, regained the momentum, but
yeah, totally.
Now this is quite scary because in your mind, if you're, like we said before about the subconscious, like you've lost the first game, you're thinking, okay, you know, I can go into this match and regain it. And now you're 2 rounds up, and you lost 3 rounds, and now it's 2-2. It may be even on score, but I feel the momentum is definitely with Mood. Like the mental momentum here is definitely with Mood.
It happens like this a lot in tournaments, right? And again, like if you're not a competitor, you haven't really been in the situation to understand it fully. But even though it's tied up here, Mood's made these comebacks, etc. Right? If you're Shaoling, you feel like you know how to beat this guy, but you just can't seem to put him away. Right? And now you're in this situation where it's like, I might be out of the tournament. I'm supposed to be in grand finals a second ago, right? But you're not there until you're there. So we will see what happens. I'm excited. This is a good one.
Definitely.
Mood's made this way more interesting.
Yeah. And it could be even just the added pressure of, you know, he won it last year, you know, back-to-back champion. Maybe that's in his head as well. There's probably so many things going through his head at this minute of time. You know, I was 2 games up. I was 2 rounds up. You know, it's like a mental snowball. I was last year's champion. This is for the TWT Amsterdam. It's just, it could be all playing on his mind in a minute, but he's going to the island.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just put it all behind you. Go to the beach, right? Island Paradise. Final game. Let's see what happens. Man, I really, really thought that this was going to be over at game 3. And Mood just flipped around completely.
He definitely flipped script. Even in the last game when Shaoling was 2 rounds up, I thought, okay, this is looking comfortable. Maybe it was just, you know, one of those, I chilled for a little bit too long in my mind. I just got a bit too relaxed, but there's nervous times in a minute.
Well, here we go. Final game of the set. Loser is out of here. Winner gets a chance to go to Amsterdam. 1 throw, no break. And that's something we haven't seen from Shaoling at all.
Yes, Raven does have that back turn throw, and does have command throws as well.
Yep. Testing your opponents with throws, especially in Tekken 7, where people have definitely gotten worse at breaking throws, is a really good strategy if your character has some good command throws.
Yeah, Yoshi also has a 1+2 throw, actually, which is something we have seen, but we've seen plenty of those for Bukinis.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, went for the flash.
Oh, well, so risky.
His slash kick. Oh, and this,
that's it.
Yeah, that's
Mood has the lead in the set now.
Oh gosh, I feel for Shaoling. This may be just spiraling a little bit too much out of control.
The momentum building here. And now you're at the wall with Yoshi. Swords out. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. Is this going to be 7 golden letters?
Pulling out the tricks. Not going to be 7 golden.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, we're going downstairs. This is beach time.
Maybe this is what he needed a little vacation. Get his mind right.
Getting too stressed out here. Oh, let's go.
Okay.
That's how you can land the rage art. You just need to launch it first. Oh, the rage art! Oh my gosh, set point for Mood.
As soon as I saw that, I knew the flash rage art was coming out.
Wait, no! What? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Bro, you know what happened there, right? Like, he got hit by that rage art and he just chucked everything out.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Whew.
Not like this. It really is. It's crazy how Tekken goes, man. Like we said, he was 2 games up. It was all looking his way, and somehow Mood was he was down, but he was definitely not out, able to bring it back. And he, like, that last round, it looked like everything was just coming up his way. And damn, I guess we're gonna have to find out and figure out what happened there and what the ruling is on that.
Yeah, I don't know the rules, but I can tell you, like, when I'm in a tournament like this and that happens or anything like that happens, I want to just reset to that point. You know, I want to reset to, all right, you're up 2 rounds and we're downstairs in the beach, and then we play from there on, round 3.
Yes, definitely. Maybe this is something that Shaoling needs, just a little. He definitely needs a breather. It's just crazy. He looked so comfortable at the beginning, and I don't know what happened. It just Mood just definitely turned it up, and you know, he's not going out without a fight, and definitely he's bringing the fight, and now he is potentially just one round away. Hopefully we can get back in there and actually see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I think back to how the set started, he was very patient player from both sides, right? Both players just taking their time, looking for openings. There's some Fubuki knees, some forward 1+2s, etc., but not really much else for offense. As the set progressed, we saw more and more offense, and down by 3 started coming up. The empty jumps into the full crowd sweeps were there in the final game, right? The sword sweep attempts, etc. Like, he just kept them guessing non-stop afterward, which was very different than the first couple of games. So defensively against Raven 2, he's been very sharp, right? The down back 2-1s, he's ducking the high there, getting the flash punish. We haven't really seen Shaoling duck the back 2-2 and launch that either, right? Like, maybe once. So it's definitely one of these things that both players are putting a little bit of risk out there for something that's not necessarily guaranteed. In a lot of situations, they're trying it at least. So, you know, those are small openings that could mean a world of difference in a tournament set.
Definitely, it's one of the things I've said before, is that when you get to this high level, you can't leave anything on the table. These little opportunities, you need to take them. It's a difference between, you know, winning and losing, especially now you're at the world tour level. You're at this stage now where these opportunities to actually get damage, they're not hard to come, they're not easy to come by. Not should be, shouldn't say hard. They're not easy to come by. So you need to actually capitalize when they do come around. Damn it could be nerves as well. You know, there is a lot on the line here. I know it's easy for us to sit here and talk about it, but these guys are actually under the pressure, and this could be, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I may be just talking rubbish, but this would probably be the first time we've had African representation, so it could be even that added, you know, pressure that, you know, this is probably could potentially be one of the biggest Tekken games of their life.
Right. I mean,
down to that.
You know, I've talked in the past about just this year's Tekken World Tour, right? We got North Africa, we have someone who's qualified for that final. There's only 24 spots, right? And we have North Africa going there. We've got Mexico going there. I forgot the country for South America. I apologize, but they're going there as well, right? It's just a country that we haven't seen yet in the Tekken World Tour. And now we're going to get someone from the Ivory Coast or Togo that's going there as well. So, you know, it's pretty wild as an opportunity where players just have not basically even had an opportunity like this ever before, and may not have an opportunity like this in the future as well, right? It's a very special circumstance. Bolivia, thank you very much, Chad. You guys are on top of things. But yeah, it's cool, man. Very, very cool opportunity.
Yes, it's definitely a great global representation. It's something that I really adore about the scene and the community, actually being able to, it's really like, I mean, look at us. I'm from the UK, you're from America, we're commenting on an African event. It's just like, this is really a global thing. It's just bringing the whole world together, and that's one of the most beautiful things about Tekken, actually being in this community and seeing how, you know, it's a togetherness, and actually having all these different representations as well. We saw the list earlier on, and he was mentioning some of them before, that, you know, it's all gonna come to this final conclusion, and it's gonna be a great watch to see.
Yeah, and of course, like, I've spent the majority of my life in America, but I was born in South Africa, the country, right? So, like, they also have a TWT qualifier later, right? And it's just wild, because when I was there, I had no idea Tekken existed. You know, it actually didn't exist by the time until I came to America. So, you know, it took a while, but it's such a cool global experience now for everybody, and it's just, the opportunity to me is just wild, because when I started competing forever ago, you know, never would I have dreamed that, you know, everyone from around the world would come together in one place for a tournament. Like, that seems like, that's kind of like an Olympic sort of idea, right? Like, you don't, like, that didn't exist back then. And the closest thing we used to have was things like SBO, right? Where it's like, 3 people from this country, you guys all go represent in your game in Japan, and that was kind of our little Olympics thing. But now, like, per game, you have these world tours, etc. It's a really crazy thing. And as I was saying, this tour specifically, with the rules that they've made for the regions, and this one specifically, which we may never get again, you know, it just opens the doors to bring in so many players from all parts of the world just for this one tournament. And it's a very, very rare opportunity.
Yeah, and definitely to the people from, I guess, the less represented places, it's going to be very a huge experience for them, because I'm sure, like we're saying, they haven't probably been to these kind of stages and actually been able to play with these kind of players. So it's not, it's just a great experience for them. I actually remember, so you was talking about when it was kind of like separate. So, you know, these tournaments didn't really mix. We didn't really have that these players coming over. I remember the first time. Let me try to remember when we had like international competition. It was actually it was huge, and it was big to see like these players and actually just get the experience just to play. So it's going to be great for these lesser represented countries and regions to actually have this opportunity, which is huge. It's a huge advance for Tekken and the way things are going.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you know, out here in Southern California, we had some Korean players who used to fly in Korean players from Korea directly. You know, and be like, they'd be like, hey, I know these guys back home in Korea. They're super good. I'm gonna let them stay at my place so that you guys can all play with them and they can play in our scene for a while. So we used to have that happen out here, and that was always craziest thing. So we used to have we had Kudons out here. You know, eventually, you know, Ni and Nin came down here. So in Southern California, we were super lucky because we got all these top players from around the world, and we'd get to play with them for weeks. And anytime that happened, our entire scene would just go like from here to there. It's just like boom, instantly everyone got better because you couldn't get away with the things that you were getting away with. Everyone, you're like, oh man, she can totally lose to that. And then everyone else to see how they beat you, and you're like, oh, I can beat that guy the same way too. So, you know, like it just leveled up the entire scene. So the opportunity that all of these players have from around the world now, when they go to Amsterdam and they get to play with, you know, whoever qualifies from Korea and Pakistan, etc., right? It's going to be a chance for them to level up, or for those other guys to level up and be like, wow, I didn't know I could do this. You know, these guys from West Africa showed me about this and that. Like, you never really know what's going to happen, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely, talking about people coming over, I actually remember when Asim came over and actually my first encounter with him. So he actually came over from Pakistan. We've seen how strong the Pakistani scene is. And it's actually funny because years and years, I think when he came over, it was like early, I think Tekken 6 may have just released, and he was saying that the scene is very strong. He said this a lot of times, and they will beat everyone. And no, he just yeah, of course, yeah, so, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know you back then, but I came over there in 2010, right, to the UK, and I was staying with Chef, and they said, hey, you got to play this guy from Pakistan. So Asim came over, right, and he played Bob against me, right? I think Bob and Eddie, and I was terrible against Bob. I've lost every match against Bob, but at the time, like, he beat me, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, he's pretty good, you know, like. And at the time, that was when I was very good too, so I knew he was very good. And like, the only thing I remember I took away from him, like, yeah, he doesn't break those very well. I was like, they're like, yeah, Pakistan guys don't break those. I was like, what? It was like the most bizarre sequence ever, you know. But that was forever ago. Obviously, you know, things are completely different nowadays. But even back then, because I heard the same thing, you know, from him, the Pakistan guys, you don't even know. The people back him out, you know, they can beat Ni and Nin. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. You know, like, that's impossible. What are you talking about? So it was very cool to see that pay off later.
Okay, again, something again on the Mac. Okay, so we just got a little from the guys doing the productions. There's a few technical issues. I'm guessing some of you guessed, or the small talk, and they're trying to. It's on their side. So we're gonna try and get that sorted, but I guess in the meantime we can and I guess enjoy our little podcast, eh?
we got a podcast for you guys. It's about the old school days of Tekken, man. Way before you guys existed, you know, before all these players you watched around in the top four, before they even existed, right? Because I think everyone here was 2000. Yeah. I think 2012 or 14 was the oldest player in this top four, right, in terms of when they started with Tekken. So prior to those years, you know, when Asim showed up in UK and told everyone about Pakistan, we were like, what? That's not possible. You know, it's not possible.
I actually remember the first time I played that. It was in the arcade, so I was sitting down. No, was I sitting? I think he was there.
Was I standing?
I was like, what was I doing? And I just remember I think he was sitting there first, and I came in, and he was just like, oh, do you want to play? Yeah, all right, cool. Let's play, innit? Never seen this guy before, so I was like, oh, maybe he just doesn't know. Like, you know, I can play. And he beat me so badly. It's kind of embarrassing. I was like, I'm going to get lunch. I'll be back. I never back. I'm gonna go get something to eat. I was like, damn, I just got beat up. But yeah, it's also a learning curve, because when he came over, then I actually started to see a lot of things, and you start to learn. It's great when you start learning against these players, because we never experienced this, and this is why I'm excited to see that these players, when they whoever wins and they go out and actually experience this level, it's a real learning experience. You get to absorb things. You get to see things that, you know, oh, I never knew you could do X, Y, and Z. Even just like, even when I was saying before about the Yoshimitsu Tekken, Kane and Trench just explaining this to me, it's like, oh, I never knew this. And it could really level up your game, because you never know. You can be in that situation and now you know how to be. You have that knowledge, and knowledge is real power in these kind of games. You need to have the knowledge.
Yeah, and I think, you know, for me, when we, as I mentioned, we used to have the Korean players come over, and there was always this huge language gap, right? Like, obviously, like, we couldn't really communicate with each other about the game, but, you know, nowadays, you know, since like JDCR, I think specifically, it seems like there are more and more players who speak English very well, right? And so now you can speak to Korean players and they will tell you in English like what you're doing that's good or bad. And you're like, this is crazy. Like, this is absolutely phenomenal. And sharing that knowledge was always such a huge part of the arcade scene back in the day too, which is one of my favorite things, right? We'd always have only just one arcade cabinet, and then people are playing, and then you would do something like, and then somebody go, hey man, you should do this after that. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, it's minus 13. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, you know? And nowadays you have streams and you kind of try to recreate that. At least I try to recreate that with my stream. Like, hey, how bad is that on block? You know, what am I supposed to do about this move specifically? And when you have that kind of communication, it really helps expand your knowledge, and then everyone gets better at the game. And I really miss that experience of arcades, because in arcades it felt so much more concentrated, because you're just watching players swap in and out nonstop, and you're seeing how everyone else deals with the thing you just lost to. So you're like instantly just learning and gathering data.
Yeah, I remember it was, I think in the UK, well, not the UK, in London anyway, I'm from London. It was more like so it was like Friday nights. We always used to go to the arcades, and it was actually just one, if you went to one casino, yeah, just had one Tekken 6 machine, and it had the Tag 1 machine, and it had the Street Fighter ones at the back. I think they had more of those cabinets, but it was just like an experience, just like sitting there, you put your pound up, sit there, wait for your goal, you come in, and you just sit there and watch and learn. And I learned so much just sitting there. And there's also that kind of like banter as well. And it's like it really created and formed the scene. And I do miss those days, you know.
It's never coming back.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that I used to love doing, and you guys can all do this at home too, if you're just watching matches, right? Even if you're watching along with this kind of stream right here, I learned to break throws just by saying out the break every single time I would see a throw. So if somebody tried to attempt, I'd be like, 1 throw, you know? 2 throw, and I would just verbally say it out loud, you know, in terms of like, people thought that was crazy, I don't know, but I would just be like, 1, that's a 1, that's a 2, you know, like, and then like eventually it would just magically happen, because I would see and react to it verbally in my brain, and then my fingers would do the right thing. So that's how I learned to break throws, just by watching and trying to, you know, actively watch, I guess.
This is a big throwback. Wasn't it you that made the throw breaking app?
Yes, it was. That was forever ago. 2008, yes. 2009 or something. I made a little internet program, which may or may not exist anymore. It's at levelupyourgame.com. No, I mean, I tried to, but I think it's built in Flash, which a lot of browsers don't support anymore. So if you have a browser that supports Flash, the throw break trainer still exists at levelupyourgame.com. It's still there all these years later.
I'm sure you could have it on your phone, right? Like, didn't
they made other people made the app. I forgot. Was it Noodles? It might have been Noodles, but yeah, I know Noodles made one at some point.
Okay.
Someone else too. I got it. I got a warning from higher ups at a certain company that made the game not to release that as an app, and I was like, oh, okay, it's on the website. So
fair enough.
That's why.
Fair enough. I actually remember using that. I'm getting upset because I couldn't press 1+2 on my phone. I was like, I know I broke it, but I just couldn't press it on my phone.
That was the first time that I ever had a code something that was game-like like that, and that was the first time I learned about coding inputs to do like 1+2, and then recognizing how Tekken handles it specifically. You know, like, because each game can handle inputs differently, right? From game to game, doesn't matter if it's Tekken or whatever. So learning coding it myself, I started realizing, oh man, this is a lot harder. Like, where do you say that it was a button roll versus both buttons together at the same time? Like, do you give them a 2-frame window to roll the buttons together before it counts as separate inputs, or what? And that was too complicated for me back then. I was like, whatever, hit it on 1 frame or not. You know.
So it's you to blame when I was getting mad, because I think one of them, it used to count like how many you done in a row, or you had like 3 lives or something like that.
Yeah, that was mine. Fault. Yeah,
you didn't program it properly. But I hit it.
But I could do it. And the way I saw it was, it's a trainer, right? So it should be harder than the real thing. So if you can do it in this, you can definitely do it in the game. So that's the way I looked at it. People try to tell me like the frame did. They said, hey man, don't you know frames are actually starting up at this number of frames? You have this number of frames to break. I was like, this feels accurate to the game to me, and if it's too hard for you, get better. If you can do it here, you can do it in the game. So yeah, it is what it is, man.
It
it's just to help people.
Help a lot. No, it did help a lot. I definitely. So one of the things I guess I'm okay at is actually throw breaking, and it is due to I generally used to sit down in my spare time when I was doing nothing and literally just because obviously for people that don't know, when you go Tekken, I think so Tekken 6. I'm not even gonna go back because Tekken Tag 1, I remember the throw breaks are they're impossible. Like the animations to actually see them. If you have access to Tekken Tag 1, look at the throw break animation. Is literally everything just looks like a 1+2.
It's fast. Yeah, it's also very fast just to how short the arms come out because there was no forward grabs back then, right? Forward grabs are like longer grab animations, and those only came out in Tekken 5.
Yeah, I think Tag 2, I remember that was the one where it was like really tricky to break those grabs. You have to be really on point. It would be interesting if some of you newer players maybe from Tekken 7 would actually try and maybe go back and break some throws back in Tag 2. See how you do.
Offline Tag 2 too. I feel like the online offline were different for throw breaks too.
Yeah, definitely.
So go back and play some offline Tag 2 because that is a fun throw system. I enjoyed that one. Because I put the practice in. You know what I mean? But for everyone else, it's a problem. That's honestly one of the biggest things I miss about Tekken 7. It's just that you can't really exploit throws as a weakness of your opponent anymore, right? So if you, like in the past, you could say, can this person break a throw, right? And then if they couldn't break a throw, it changed your whole game plan towards them, right? Because they're like, all right, I can either throw them or they're going to duck, right? They're going to try to hit a button to prevent me from throwing them, or they're going to duck against my throw. And because of that, I can change up my offense. I can fake a throw and go for a mid or etc., right? And you cannot do that in this game. There's basically only King can do that in this game. I'm not really scared of any other character's throw game like that. Maybe Armor King, but that's like the same thing, right? So it's really sad that aspect of Tekken is gone.
Yeah, I definitely. There's one player, obviously many of you know Ru Kang, who I grew up. So when I say grew up, we played Tekken a lot together. He comes up with this story, which is not true, by the way. If ever Ru Kang tells a story about how he got introduced into Tekken, don't believe him because he makes me out to be the bad guy.
Oh,
I'm not the bad guy. I'm the good guy here. But that's
if you say so.
I'm the good guy, you know. But one of the things he definitely used to do a lot was exploit definitely the throws. I remember he would just dash up and throw, and it's like he's really good at finding your opponent's weakness, and I guess that's one of the things that I guess people can really benefit on, especially if you go into tournament plays, actually trying to have like maybe a few key strats in your head to try and find out a weakness and actually exploit it, because it's the first to two settings most of the time, and in that time you don't have a lot of time to kind of download. So it's like, okay, can he break throws? Is he good at seeing this low? Have a little checklist maybe, and it could really help you. That's one of the things that I used to do when I used to compete a lot. So I used to play Jack, and definitely the volcano throw when he throws them up. I was like, okay, let me see if he doesn't break this. This is going to be my go-to button to win.
Right.
I'm going to save this and cool. I'm going to use this later.
But then, where did you become the bad guy there?
Oh no, the Ru Kang story was how how he got into Tekken. It's not true. I generally don't remember this. He said he played one of his friends, and I didn't shake his friend's hand. I just got up and left the room. Like his friend like put his hand to me, and I was just like, I just got up and left. And I was like,
okay,
I really don't remember that. I'm not a bad person. I wouldn't have left him hanging. But apparently that got him so mad that he went to train, and then he came.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna beat this guy, because where I used to go to uni with him, and we used to have a games room, and we used to play a lot of Tekken in there, and I was, I guess, the number one there, and then he trained up, and then when he came back, I was like, I'm the reason that I created Ru Kang. It's like a Frankenstein thing.
Wow.
I'm the reason why I Ru Kang.
I got it. All right, so Chad, if you guys are watching right now, remember, if you beat Bubsy and he doesn't shake your hand, he's gonna forget about it, okay? He's not a bad guy. He just forgot about it.
And he legit came back, like maybe I don't know how many weeks. He's like, let's play, and he beat the crap out of me. And then
Wait, Rukang did or the other guy?
No, Rukang.
Okay.
Because he wanted to avenge his friend for some reason. I didn't never do this whole subplot was happening. I had no idea the subplot was happening. Came back and then he was like, "Let's play." I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Damn, this guy." But then it started off a good friendship, and then we're still friends. This has been how many years? Like 14 years, I want to say.
Wow, dude, we've been around for a minute. And look, I totally believe you. You probably didn't see the guy's hand, okay? Because what happened to me at Combo Breaker? I remember I beat Anakin in Winner's Final, and I don't even really remember it, right? But you have to get off the stage, and they showed the camera like facing me towards the people in the crowd. So I'm like, I shake Anakin's hand. I get off the stage. Eris is commentating, whatever. He's like, damn, he hella left that guy hanging. I never saw the guy. The guy wanted to high five me as I was walking off stage, and I didn't see him. And so now when you watch it back, you see this guy with the high five, like, and his arm is moving towards me as I'm walking away from him. I'm sorry, guy. I meant to high five you. I just never saw it. Oh man, here we go. Final round potentially for Mood here. Looks like we're back.
Yes, definitely we are back. Okay.
Boom! Ducking and flashing.
I like that. Mood. Yeah, he's on match point now to take. Okay, that's gonna get punished. Not.
He's got the lead too.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Shaoling, this is last chance. Hello. This is last chance. What's he gonna do?
No sword stance. He's got raid. Shaoling. Can you find a way to land the raid drive finally? No.
Oh, could have mashed while standing forward in between that.
10 seconds, dude. Not enough time to make the comeback even. It's over, Mood. Over Shaoling. Shaoling, one last year TOC, not going to be in the grand finals this year. Third place. But Mood with the Yoshimitsu going to be advancing. Has a chance now to go up against Skywalker and book a ticket to Amsterdam for the TWT finals.
Definitely did not see that one happening because we said it before that Shaoling, he looks